Okay, we are now live, and I would like to welcome everybody today. I'm back again interviewing the fantastic Emma McLean. How are you, Emma, today?
Outstanding. Thank you, Bridget. Kia ora.
Oh, good. Kia ora. Now tell me, what is that in the background outside in your garden?
In the background there, you can see a little art sculpture, and it's a big fat bird called Bertha. So say hello to Bertha as well.
Hi,
I have to give you a public health warning that because it's school holidays, at any point, 3 children may burst into this call, but I shall satisfy them with food and you shall not hear from them again.
Well, isn't that part of what we're talking about, in terms of managing your family as well as your career, really, isn't it?
Yes.
And so we're going to be focusing on our strengths, because we've all got strengths. We're all not the same, we're different. But so tell me more about you. You are, so pretty much you founded your business in 2019 because you really know how important it is for women to find work that works for them, isn't it? For you, all women, for their families and their employers. So tell us more about what you do.
Yeah, so
your title of what you've called yourself is really fantastic too.
Yes, well, I'm the Chief Happiness Officer and the founder of Works for Everyone. And really, why I've decided to start this business is that working and having a family is really hard. And we need to equip women with new skills to be able to do this and also get work that works for everyone. So sometimes as a woman, you get a job that works for your family, but it actually doesn't work for you. And I think we should set like really audacious goals by getting work that works for me, for my family, and for my employer, because that's going to be a win-win-win. And I work with corporates like BNZ and Chorus to do that, and also individuals who might be in a job but kind of aren't loving it, or who want to go back to work after a period of time at home. Yeah.
Right. So why is it important to play to your strengths?
Well, I think, whether you are looking to go back into paid work or whether you're already in work, if you're having a confidence wobble, if you've got a bit of a wobble on your confidence, playing into your strengths, leaning into your strengths is going to give you an instant confidence boost. It will make you feel good about yourself, and it will give you the confidence to try new things, to go into an interview, to apply for a new job. It's just the quickest way to get a confidence boost. And it's really funny because when I was preparing for this call today, I was doing some research, and I've just read a new book, Bridget. It's called Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. This is now Bridget and Emma's book chat. And that's great. And one thing he says about strengths, I wanted to read it out to everyone, was play hardest in your area of strength and you'll achieve depth, meaning, and satisfaction in your life. He said Michael Jordan used to play baseball, but basketball was where he really thrived. Yeah. So I think your strength is about identifying what is it that you do and you are really thriving. And I think when you can find that, opportunities will just open up. Find the area where you thrive.
So how do we identify what our strengths are? How do we go about doing that?
Right, there's a couple of ways, and I think that sometimes it's really hard to tell what you're strong in, because sometimes we feel this kind of imposter syndrome or inner critic that we shouldn't really be talking about ourselves. And what I say to my clients is a couple of things. First of all, listen out for compliments in your day-to-day life. Like if you're at work, or even if you're not in paid work, but you work in fundraising committees, or you're in a book club or whatever, become a detective on what people compliment you on. So someone might say, "Oh, Bridget, I really love how you're so organized." And then what you need to do is become a detective and dig a bit deeper and go, thanks, Belinda, for that. When you say organized, what do you mean? And they might say, well, you're always here on time. You always plan what we're going to talk about in book club. And I really feel like we achieve a lot. Now, all those things are just highlighting a whole lot of strengths to me that I didn't even know I had. So, you care about things running well. So you care about making sure a meeting's got a plan. You're organized, you're knowledgeable. So finally, you get all these strengths. So become a detective. Ask your friends what they think you're good at, is the first one. And then the second one is really good is, if you have been in paid work before, or you've been on a team situation at a club or at school, think about a time when you were really on fire, when you were in the zone. And think about what the elements were that contributed to that. Was it that you had a deadline and that was really important to you? That's a really good understanding of your strength, right? Works well to a deadline. Was it that you were doing it all by yourself and you had the autonomy to do what you're doing? You're autonomous. It's a key strength. You don't need someone sitting on top of you the whole time. So really become a detective about your life. Start thinking about it. Ask your friends for feedback. Ask former work colleagues, and just start writing lists and share it with a friend and refine it. I mean, that's
fantastic. So what about also, if people can, their strengths relate to their passion, don't they? What they're passionate about.
I think is an excellent point. And I think your strengths can be a big compass for you in terms of your passion. So, which is why it's really cool to get under the skin of those and go, oh, okay, wonder what makes that a strength for me. Why do I so resonate with that? They're really good questions to ask yourself. And also, I think it's important to differentiate between the things you're good at and the things you're good at plus they give you strength when you do them. So I'll give you an example. I've run 5 primary school fairs, and I'm very good at doing that, and I'm good at the organisation and the event management of it and the spreadsheets and the lists and all that. But I don't really enjoy it. Like, it doesn't make me thrive, but I love presenting and I'm good at it. So find those areas where you're good at it and it gives you strength. It makes you feel strong. So that's going to be a big thing, big arrow for your purpose. And everyone's looking for their purpose, really. So if you can get under the skin of your strengths, start leaning into them, you'll get a big clue.
And absolutely. So when people go through divorce and separation, people are having to find their way in terms of what's my identity, what's my purpose now that my life has changed. I was in the couple and now I'm as an individual, a single person. How is that going to look for me? Because a lot of people actually, when they're in relationships that they're not happy in, are people that they don't want to be. They're conforming or trying to be something that they're not. So how do people turn their strengths into an advantage for them when they're looking for a job or a promotion or wanting to start a business?
Yeah. So the secret sauce here, the thing that will make you stand out from the crowd among the 100 job applications, 100 CVs that goes across someone's desk, is if you can take your strength and you can put it into a real life story. So it's very easy for someone to say, I'm strategic. I'm a strategic thinker, and I put that as a bullet point on my CV. But what if you could say, I'm a strategic thinker, and an example of that is that when I worked at an insurance company and I was given a job to do, what I actually did was went and asked all the frontline staff what they thought first. And then I sought some input from the CEO and their leadership team. And I ran a workshop and I basically encouraged collaboration around to get together a better solution. Now, that's an example of your strategic thinking. You're not just doing what you're told, you're thinking about the bigger picture. So if you can get your strengths and then you can give the potential employer a real life example, a story that actually brings it to life and lets them know that you're not just a buzzword person, you actually do this. So I think that's the advantage of working with a coach, is we can draw out all these strengths and then we can find stories that match your strengths. And being able to talk about that will give you a massive confidence boost. And you'll walk out thinking, oh, I'm actually quite good at this. So get your strengths and put it in a story, and that will be a differentiator for you in a job interview.
So strengths. So how, in terms of strengths, what do you think of strength-based quizzes and questionnaires? For example, Myers-Briggs, and there's a multitude of other programs available that enable you to actually assist you with working out your strengths. What do you think of those, and what is one that you favour?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're all right. They're kind of another source for you, for your strengths, but I think they could provide some inspiration, because sometimes actually I run workshops on this and people they can't start, they don't even know the words to describe, so they can give you some words. But I think you've got to be able to trust yourself that you know the answer here. I don't think a questionnaire is going to know the answer. I think you need to gather information, but then you've got to sit down and go, okay, what are my key strengths? What am I good at? And also what gives me strength? I think you know the answer to that. I don't think you need to get a computer algorithm to. But it can give you some inspiration, I guess. So I'm not going to give you my favorite, because I think we know what the answer is. That we just need to give ourselves the space and the love and the respect to find it.
Good answer. So how can people find you if they'd like to work with you, more information?
So I've got an Instagram page, which is Works for Everyone. I'm also on Facebook. But if they just go to my website, which I'll put in the comments underneath this, and then you've got my contact details are on that. Yeah.
Fantastic. So I want to thank you today, Emma, for coming on. Emma's becoming a regular on the Equalexis show, aren't you, Emma? And
Emma and Bertha.
Emma and Bertha. Oh, yeah. You'll have to put a hat on, Bertha. You can decorate her differently. Him or it must be her.
I'll put a hat on her next time. Yeah.
And so thank you for talking about strengths. It's really pertinent for people, whether they're, looking to change jobs, whether they're looking to enter a new career after they haven't been in work for a number of years, or setting up their own business. Focus on your strengths, and you inherently know what they are, but a good idea, for example, is to speak to friends and family and close friends about what actually do you think my strengths are. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in and joining us. I'll be back next week with another guest, and have a wonderful rest of the week and a lovely public holiday on Monday. Thanks, Emma, for joining us.
You're welcome. See ya.
Bye now.